Welcome to Turks and Jerks. Francis is filling in as Ben Mankiewicz.
Whoa.
So you have to first put on glasses.
What kind of fill-in?
You need to pull out your LA Times, and you need to go on a 14-minute rant for your Turk and your Jerk.
I mean...
Who did you bet on this weekend?
Everyone. Because then all my losses are covered.
J.R. Jackson in the middle. He loves being in the middle, and he's giddy this morning after a Dodger win. And myself, Jason Rubin. J.R., we'll start with you. Your Turk of the weekend.
I kind of split it a little bit. Ben likes to do this, which allows him to go for 14 minutes.
Right.
But no, I'm going to keep it quick and easy in general. I mean, it can almost be assumed, but my Turk, one of them at least, is Colin Kaepernick. You guys can guess, maybe. First of all, did you guys know Colin Kaepernick is back? It's his first game back. He's back. Colin Kaepernick is back.
He is back?
You know he's back, and he's back with a vengeance. He's mad. He's mad at the refs. He's mad at his coaches. He's mad at the 49ers uniform. He's mad at Buffalo. Anyway, Colin Kaepernick is back, and he received what he assumed he'd receive. Starting is the main thing about it. He's been on the bench, and he played a decent game first half, but the problem is he plays for the 49ers,
Right, and they're terrible.
They have a defense that doesn't like to really show up.
They have a defense?
Yeah.
No,
They wish they had a defense.
Saying, that doesn't really play. So I mean, in the loss at least, I think he showed you start on the road when you know you're going to get a lot of opposition in general already because you're on the road, and also because of the political or political protests that he's already been going through, and he continued through this weekend. As he showed up, they show them as they arrive to the stadium. He had his suit jacket on and some probably slacks or something, jeans. And underneath was a Muhammad Ali T-shirt.
Right, we have a picture. This is element number 2. Did he credit Cenk for this look? Isn't the T-shirt and jacket combo the signature Cenk Uygur look?
You would think, right? So in showing up, I mean, he's making statements constantly. So the first thing I was worried about was I don't want him to get too wrapped up in trying to combat what may come and then not focus on the game too because he has a job to do here. But it didn't seem that way. He looked decent.
Right.
He looked a little bit, rusty at first, as you would see any quarterback. But I liked that point that he was making with the shirt and saying, hey, you guys just honored this guy who recently died. He was a hero. I mean, he stood up for his rights. Oh, man, he fought for civil rights. He stood up against the war. He converted to Islam. And we celebrate him. We celebrate Martin Luther King during his birthday. And people tend to forget these are your heroes now that you would have hated then, because what Colin Kaepernick is doing is a small fraction of the things that these other guys did, Martin Luther King did, that Muhammad Ali did, but he's catching all of this heat for it and saying, oh, shut up and just play football. What about shut up and box? What about shut up you N-word Martin Luther King? So we exalt these people once they're gone so we can act like it's all for ourselves anyway. But when they were here, they were hated. So way more than Colin Kaepernick is. So his and I'm only saying it small in comparison, which I actually love his protest. He's showing how much bigger it could be and what you actually are hating on. There was Buffalo fans who were on his side, right? And they stood out and chanted and walked and had signs in support of him too. So it was one of those things where someone else in Buffalo said, don't judge an entire region or city because of what you'll see some fans doing.
There's been both sides of the spectrum because for those people who were celebrating him, and there was people signing on, like he was signing autographs for, there was also these people who made some T-shirts that were selling for $10 outside Buffalo Stadium, shirts with the rifle scope trained on Kaepernick's chest or head, selling for $10 outside routes. Shut up and stand up, Kaepernick.
Yes.
Creative, at least.
And that was someone responded to this one saying, because of one vendor, I don't know how many it was, maybe it was just one vendor, and you see it. They said, don't judge us all over this one vendor.
Right.
So I hear this should be pointed out, but also I want to feel both sides.
Of course, absolutely.
I think that's a very important point. It's that I think that people often undermine these minor statements that Colin Kaepernick is just kind of putting in there whilst the conversation's continuing to grow, right? So wearing a Muhammad Ali T-shirt, again, people will often look at it and be like, it's just adding to his argument, and those that are a little bit naive to his argument in general just be like, he's just trying to put himself in the category as if he's one of those guys, when I don't think that's what he's trying to do. I think he's just trying to make the statement that you can hate these people and you can hate him, but again, every little part counts. Like, we look back to the Olympics in 1968. Those people were absolutely hated at that moment in time. They were hated, and again, it will continue and hated probably for 5, 10, 15 years after that. People will still undermine their statement, but 20, 30 years from now, we always look back at these statements, oh, that was such a powerful message, that was such a powerful thing to put forward. And I think that each time he does this, and I know people were upset that he wore a Fidel Castro shirt and everything else, like he is doing these things to continue the conversation, like he is intelligent to beyond what many people will give him credit for, such as your Bill O'Reillys that think he doesn't know what he's talking about and try to slaughter him. So I completely agree with that. I think that as long as he continues this conversation, he's not backed off. Those that have supported him have continued their conversation. It's those that are against him that you will see silent when certain movements happen, silent when other police shootings happen. Those that are up against him will speak out when they want to believe that it's necessary. So I think that I give him credit for that. But that's not my Turk of the week, because I'm going back to...
Feed right into Turk. We'll get to Pogo. You, Turk part 1, JR part 2.
Oh, he's got to...
It's a small one and it's very self-serving.
Okay.
It's also on your list of quarterbacks who are back.
Mine?
I've made a list. Brady, Kaepernick, Brian Football, and, say it,
Cody Kessler is back. He's back. He's starting. Oh, my God. Cody Kessler's back. Oh, he's back. Did you guys know?
Hates the refs.
He's back.
This has nothing to do with him being a
Cody
Trojan,
Kessler,
right?
28 of 41, 336 yards and 2 touchdowns, people. And the only reason I say this is because the Browns are a cursed team. They lost by 2, 28 to 26. And Cody Kessler, honestly, he looked pretty good. But the only reason I say this is why it's going to be quick. He's a USC Trojan. That's all.
Marcus Mariota helped dismantle the 3-2 Ben Mankiewicz fantasy football team as I powered past him. I think I'm beating him by 25 points, and I still have Brandon Marshall to play tonight.
Oh.
Take that, Mankiewicz. All right, by the way, Marcus Mariota, who I have in place because I did have Cam Newton as my fantasy quarterback, but obviously he went down, and Marcus Mariota has carried me pretty well. He started off the game pretty well. I mean, a 41-yard rush. And then he threw 7 for 9 in his passing, and he just looks good. He's combining his running game with his passing ability, and I think that he's only going to get better as he moves forward. And the Titans look good in that game, so I partner that with a victory over Ben Mankiewicz, and he's my turn.
Not bad. You guys pick you picked the 49ers in the Bills game and the Browns and the Titans, which, if I'm correct, the average viewership was 16 people.
Well, just trying to speak.
Don't
to
blame the Nielsen ratings, though.
The lesser viewed.
The lesser viewed. We're shedding light. I watched the Falcons and the Seahawks, amongst other games I was checking out throughout the day.
Never heard of them.
According to Bet, they've never played each other. The Falcons and the Seahawks, and it's actually this actually plays into my jerk, so I have to save that. But this game also was part of my Turks because, for one, we've been talking a little bit about how good the Falcons are this year, and now they've passed every test. For one, they should have won that game. I'm going to save that for. They should have came closer to winning that game. I'm going to save that for jerks. But Matt Ryan and what he's been doing this season. And we just did with Dalton Del Don from Yahoo Sports, like, who is the NFL MVP so far this season? We're about to hit the halfway mark, almost 2 more weeks. And Matt Ryan is running away with it as the best quarterback in the league. His yards per attempt is absurdly off the chart. And this whole entire falling out of whatever's going on with Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, like, I've found that there might be less great QBs in the league than there are great coaches in the league. Because for the most part, you need both of them to go hand in hand. And how Dan Quinn has been doing with this team on this season, it's either their last year's Panthers and they're going to go, not 15-1. They obviously can't do that anymore, but they'll go 13-3, 12-4. And as our EP has mentioned, their trade for bringing in the center from the Browns, name again? Alex Mack. Has protected. You protect Matt Ryan. You have Julio Jones. Mohamed Sanu's career resurrection. Wasn't bad he played for the Bengals before, but he wasn't bad there. But, I mean, he is spraying the ball around like Brady does, your favorite quarterback, to 7, 8, 9 different receivers every game. And you still have one of the best receivers out of all of them, Julio Jones. Their running game looks lethal. Every credit to the Miami, not the Miami Falcons, the Atlanta Falcons. I have no idea what I'm saying. Ezekiel Elliott's the true Turk of the week, though, because roll picture, I should say. I wrote it down as Ezekiel Elliott. This is something that's been done for actually a long time. Players regularly will take the podium without pants on because you don't ever see it. However, Ezekiel Elliott decided, we're by the locker, nobody's here. I'll just take off my pants and wear just a suit because the camera only catches the waist up.
This is actually how I'm sitting right now.
Right, nobody knows.
A little jacket, but that is actually a true statement. Whenever I film from home and I do some clips,
you don't have pants on?
Well, especially if it's hot, I've just got I've got my blazer and shirt combo. And the best thing is my girlfriend's always the one that sees me walking around and she's like, if only anyone's seen what you look right now.
Show the people what they want.
I've got to show them. I'll have a bottom cam.
The full body. But Ezekiel Elliott, at least, is my Turk. The Cowboys, I'm starting to feel the pressure of saying.
Feel the Prescott?
Feel the Prescott of saying that maybe, I don't know, I believe it's still Tony Romo's team, but if they keep winning and they're just 7-1 and.
What do you do?
I mean,
they're in the best situation they could possibly be.
Let's keep it real. It's the offensive line's team because that
yes.
offensive line
very
is
true.
amazing. And the good thing Ezekiel Elliott is doing, his normal celebration is eating, right? Every time he gets a breaks off a 15-yard run, he's eating. And he, at least even with that, even when he talks about his success, he's like, it's these guys. And that's the truth. He runs through, no one touches him until he's in the second.
Jared, remember, he was caught looking at a dispensary, not buying anything, and that was going to derail the Cowboys because you can't start this already.
Yeah.
Looks all right to me. Comment below with your best of the NFL Week 6. What a week in the NFL it was. We'll be back with TURKS in just a second.